For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Hello, once again, I'm here to see you, see us, and what a silly open that was. But hello again, nice to see you. Let's begin with a friend by the name of Deb Johnson is going to get me out of my stumbling microphone.
Let me just take it away, Paul.
Yeah, that's right. Hello, Deb.
Hi, how are you?
Happy August.
Happy August. I can't believe it's already August.
There is a thing called the National Friendship Day. I've never heard of that before.
You have too. You just forgot, but it happens every first Sunday in August.
Okay.
And it's a National Friendship Day, and it's just a good time to think about your friends.
Yeah.
But friends provide a lot for us. They provide support, companionship. They can help us when we're having difficult times, help us get through those times, whether it's, maybe coping with death, divorce, other trauma in our lives, things like that. Friends play a really important role.
Yeah, you can't go to work necessarily and tell a story about what's happening in your life because that's a different situation. Maybe you do have a friend at work, but we all need friends.
Right, we need friends. And so sometimes for people who have various mental health conditions, sometimes it's harder for them to make friends or to maintain their friends.
Right.
Some people might have been this most popular person and then they end up being diagnosed with a mental health condition, and sometimes people are afraid of that if somebody says, and you and I have talked about this before because, and we always use the story of when I told people I had breast cancer, everybody was like, oh my gosh, what can I do to help you? Yeah. Overwhelming support. Yeah. And then I wonder what people would do if I said, I just have been diagnosed with schizophrenia or bipolar disorder, right, or one of those things. They'd be like,
stay away.
I'm not sure what to say.
Right.
Yeah. And so what we like to say is, first of all, if you're a real friend, you would learn a little bit about the mental health condition. Keep talking to your friend. Keep inviting them to do things because they're still the same person they were before. I mean, they might be having symptoms of the mental health issue at that time, but hopefully with treatment and they'll get into recovery. But in the meantime, be as supportive as you can. Be a good listener. As I said, learn about whatever is going on with them, and because it is. And remember that sometimes people with mental health issues, it might be harder for them to manage in various social situations, like with a lot of commotion or, just different things. So, be helpful in those situations. Just help them feel comfortable.
Well, it's National Friendship Day, as you said, the first Sunday in August, but we'll make it a month event.
Yeah, I mean, and really. Anytime, friends are always important to us, and this is a good time too to think about if you've lost contact with somebody. I mean, with technology has made it so easy to get in touch with somebody, like maybe an old high school friend, college friend, somebody if you lived in a different state and you moved, but you were great friends. Maybe you reach out and just say, hey, just checking in.
People say so many times about a real friend. I haven't seen him in 6 months. I haven't seen him in 6 years. But the day I get back together with him, it's like I was with him yesterday.
Yeah, it's like you didn't miss a beat, and that's a real friend. Yeah, and I have some friends like that. And the older we get, the busier our lives are when we have our own children and families, and we don't have as much time maybe for our friends. Right. But when you do get back together, it's great. It's
like
fun.
It was yesterday.
Yeah, and it's great for your mental health.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
Yeah.
Okay, now coming up, beginning part of September. That's going to be the Recovery Month, is that right?
Yes, that is National Recovery Month, and so we are sponsoring a big month-long community education series that will focus on recovery, and it is the third summit. We call it the Recovery Summit, and you probably remember I've talked about this the last 2 years because 2 years ago for the first one, or is that 3? That's when COVID happened. We were setting it up to be at the convention center. That couldn't happen. Yeah. So we decided to do a series of 1 and 1.5 hour webinars throughout the month of September. And actually, we think it was a better way to go. We've been able to get CMEs approved for doctors, CEs for social workers, McBAP, I hesitated to say that acronym because it's for people who work with people with substance use. They need, that's a plan for them to get their full certification, and these trainings are approved to count towards that as well. So They're completely free. They'll be offered Monday through Friday, various times of the day. We have a great lineup of local, state, and national speakers that will be talking. Yep.
Wonderful.
That will be talking about from medical community, public health, from the law enforcement, etc. And they're going to talk about substance use disorders. They're going to talk about the various treatment options that are available. They're going to talk about prevention strategies. Just the current state of substance use in our county will be talked about. And there's going to be one that will have a panel discussion. I'll be on it, and I'm pretty 99% sure it'll be Sheriff Matt King or somebody representing the Drug Task Force to talk about what's the current stats in our community, so we know where we're at with that. And by the way, they have been doing a great job. They keep busting people left and right. Unfortunately, it seems like people bring in the drugs as fast as they're able to do something, but they do a great job. So anyways, so this is something we really hope people will pay attention to and come. The last couple of years we've had I should say, attend online on your screen, but it is, as I said, it's free. You need a link. So to sign up, you go to sccmh.org, and then you visit the Recovery Summit under the events tab of the website. That's where you'll see topics, presenters, and you sign up because you need the link signed to. You can sign up for all of them, a few of them, one or two, it doesn't matter. And and if somebody is confused and they want some more information, give us a call. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Taking a shot at breast cancer.
You know, I've been very active in that, and and I know you've seen the beautiful calendar that Emily Gowdy puts together, but one of the pictures is the human ribbon. So everybody wears pink, survivors of breast cancer, caregivers, family members, supporters, where everybody wears pink. And this picture takes place up at the Birchwood Mall in like this back parking lot area. There's more information on the Facebook site, which is Taking a Shot at Breast Cancer. And also there's a Facebook page and a website. The human ribbon photo will be at 11:15. They do a couple little raffles too, it's all real quick. Like it starts around 10:30ish and it's over by 11:30, an hour.
Okay.
So it's a fun little event.
So
if you're a breast cancer survivor, supporter, caregiver, just somebody who's interested in supporting the cause, wear pink and come get your picture taken.
Okay.
That's
all right.
August 7th.
Then, also talking about breastfeeding this time, it's a celebration coming up, the 7th annual Breastfeeding Celebration Day, and it's going to be at the Y?
Mm-hmm. The YMCA, and there's going to be a lot of demos using WIC-approved foods. There's going to be a lot of nutritious food tasting things, and then recipes will be given out and some ingredients, I suppose. Mental health staff will be there, and we'll be providing a variety of mental health resources. We also participate with the county car seat inspection program, so those folks will be there too. So if you're a person who has children, could be a grandparent too, that you have a car seat, you can have it checked out, make sure that it's
the right one?
That's the right one and up to snuff, because sometimes people keep a kid in the wrong size for too long, or they don't have it installed properly, and a lot of accidents, serious accidents where kids have serious brain injuries, etc., happen from not being properly in their car seat. So, so that's very important. So that's, and it's a good time too if you haven't seen the Y lately.
The Y is beautiful.
A lot of great things going on there. They're open 24/7. I don't know if it actually happened yet. It was supposed to be happening anytime now. If it's not done, it will be. But it's a great facility.
The Dimension Alzheimer's Resource Committee is having a Alzheimer's 5K run and walk. Talk to me about that.
That is going to be September 18th. Kiefer Park, which is downtown by the water. It's a great walk run because you walk all along the river to the Blue Water Bridge and back. It's like a 3-mile, but if you're a walker, you can walk whatever distance you want. But hopefully people will sign up. Our registration has been open. All proceeds from the event go to support people in our community who are living with dementia, Alzheimer's, and their families. So if they need respite services, for example, they can call up. There's an application, and currently we've been giving out $1,000 respite grants.
Wonderful.
So you can, and then we help connect them with a provider of the service. So you need a break, and respite is to give that family a break and let them go out to dinner and know that their loved one's being taken care of. So
there's a lot of pressure for being a caregiver.
There's a ton of pressure, and I should know when it is. I kind of think it's next month, but National Caregiver Month, where we talk about that. But yeah, so a lot is going on. And the other quick plug I just wanted to make was, you've probably heard the 988 numbers out there now. Okay,
Yes.
so that's a national number for suicide prevention in hopes to preventing more suicide. So there's the 988 number. We've talked locally about it's getting kind of confusing. There's a lot of numbers out there. So what I would like to say in St. Clair County, if you are in crisis, you can call the 988, but you can also call our mobile crisis unit that answers the phone 24/7, and that number is 810-966-2575. That's different than our access number for services. You can call that too if you're in crisis. If that's the number you know, they will roll it right over to the crisis unit. And I
But it's 966-2727.
No, 2575.
2575. Okay.
Yes. That's our mobile crisis unit that answers the phone 24/7. There's an access line that's 888-225-4447. That's for access to mental health services. But if you're in crisis, I say you call 966. You'll get fast action with that one.
Good.
Okay?
Deb, you always have very important information, and we salute you for that and thank you for that.
You're welcome.
We'll see you again next month.
Okay, looking forward to it.
Coming up next, we're going to have a little report about the Boblo boat and a movie that is out about that. And Paul Merchant will be along to talk about the Marine City Comic Con. So stay tuned. Hey, we're back. We're back with a couple friends by the name of Laura Merchant. Nice to see you.
Nice to see
and a
you.
young man by the name of Paul Merchant. Wonder if they're related. Oh, could be related. Laura Merchant, you are involved with the Mariner Theater in downtown, beautiful downtown Marine City.
Absolutely.
And you've got a little thing there that I remember, or at least a name I remember, the Boblo boat.
Yep.
And it's a story about that. Fill me in. What's going on?
So September 16th, it was a documentary done last year, and it was part of the Detroit Free Press Film Festival.
Okay.
It was not released to theaters, but it is going to be released September 16th, only to select Imagine theaters and to the Mariner in Marine City.
Cool,
so
cool.
yeah, so it's Boblo Boats, a Detroit fairy tale. And it's the story of Boblo, and it's the narrator is Martha Reeves from Detroit, and it's just a really nice piece. So it takes you down, takes you through the boats, through Boblo Island, and it's very nostalgic, and it has a really nice story to it.
It was a great ride, and it was a time when many years before air conditioning was really popular in southeastern Michigan. And I remember as a young man, you'd get down to the foot of Woodward, and the boat would be there, and you'd get aboard the boat, and it was cool, and you'd take this nice boat ride for an hour or so.
And dance.
I can't remember how long it was.
And dance, right?
And
they had
dance,
music, right?
and dance, and then you'd arrive at the island, and there was all sorts of wonderful Ferris wheels and rides and stuff. It was really an experience.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a great story. It talks about the St. Clair, which has been under construction and then had the fire, and so you'll meet some of the players in that and some of the people that are just kind of obsessed with Boblo, and so it's just a really nice story.
Do you have you said you have a display there too?
Yeah, so so this is September 16th we open, and then you can see it. The tickets are online, and so we have matinees and we have evening showings. But the month of September, we also have the Boblo exhibit on stage. Okay. So we will have artifacts from the island. We'll have some artifacts from the boat. We'll have props that were used in the film, a lot of pictures, some art, original artworks, and things like that on stage. So that will be the entire month of September. That's free. Come in during normal Mariner, business hours, and you can take a little walk down memory lane.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it was a great family place to go, Boblo.
Mm-hmm,
and,
absolutely.
People would bring their picnic baskets and spend hours there.
Yeah.
And the ride on the boat itself was just worth, as they say, the price of admission.
Yeah.
So
we have so many people already just calling. Every time they come in, they go, "Oh, I went on the Boblo when I was this." So we hear all these stories, and it's really nice. Very, very nice.
If the control room will run that trailer, we'll take a look at the preview of the movie itself. There it goes.
I want to tell you a story about an island between Detroit and Canada known as Pablo.
The Pablo experience was the boat ride there.
Getting on the boat, giving the man your little ticket, and you on the boat, you having fun, you partying.
My sister Claire and I would take families by the thousands for a summer of fun.
It wasn't no white, no black, it was just everybody together. And that's what made it the Pablo boat.
Nothing lasts forever.
I really wish we still had Pablo. It gives Detroiters something to do.
How can this be? How could we lose this, one of these great historic institutions?
There was a Supreme Court ruling about integration on the Pablo boat that really did start to change history in America.
You just can't get rid of this boat. Like, this is a part of history.
You know, so he comes home and says, like, remember the Pablo boat? I just bought one. I'm like, you bought what? You bought this? And I'm like, are you crazy?
My whole goal of coming down here to this hospital was to get this boat done. I've been here for 15 months. I haven't had a single day off.
I worked in the concession stand right across from the DJ booth. I've been building this and collecting it since 1989. A lot of people think I'm crazy. When you go on that ship, all your problems seem to go away, you know?
She does talk to me from time to time. But I've never had the St. Clair talk to me. And I'm not sure I would want that.
With ships, there's a lot of superstitions, bad omens.
And if we can't find a spot, I may have no option except to scrap her.
You have to look at the fact that he's a surgeon.
Right.
He may have inherited a God complex.
If this was your classic bedtime story, a wizard might arrive from some faraway land, and poof, the curse would be lifted.
I don't see scrapping. I see an intervention.
You are her hope for a tomorrow.
But this isn't that kind of fairy tale.
One accident, one bad partner, and Pablo paid the price.
City after city after city lost their urban amusement parks.
We need Detroit fixed first before you can go fix a boat.
I fell in love with that boat.
Jump off the ferry and run to the merry-go-round and marvel a while. Ferris wheels and popcorn meals would give every kid a big smile.
How'd you get Paul into that costume?
I know. Well,
just you wait.
We're actually going to have the bear costume as part of our exhibit.
But you can't.
Well, we're not going to wear it. You know, it's too delicate. But it will be there. It will be there. But Paul wants to wear it. He does. He's already said that. So that's it. You know, that's it. We have one thing we are doing a little different on the 23rd. We have a Q&A, so question and answer.
23rd of September.
September.
Okay.
We have with the director and the producer.
Oh, good.
And some of the cast members will be there. And in addition to showing the movie and having the Q&A, we're also going to be serving Kowalski hot dogs, Faygo Pop, Better Made potato chips, and all that. So we're going to make it a really great evening.
Good.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's going on in Marine City. But Mr. Merchant, you've got a little activity called Comic-Con 2022.
2022, yes. So, and that's in September also. So Saturday, September 10th at the Harvest Event Center, we're going to be having our 5th Comic-Con. So, so it all starts.
What is for those that don't know what a Comic-Con is, what is it?
So a Comic-Con would be, well, you would. At the Comic-Con, there are vendors of all different sorts. So there's people selling comic books. There's also people making things that may be comic related. I've got people who are doing etched glass work with comic symbols and different, maybe even Star Wars and things like that. Yeah. So Comic-Con isn't just Marvel or DC comics. It fractions off into a whole lot of different genres. There'll be some people dressed up as Star Wars characters there. We'll have some people who are doing some face special effects face makeup so that you can kind of become something else.
So it's a sort of a comic convention.
Comic convention, and that's what
and
the
they're
con
happening
means,
all
yeah.
over the United States.
They're happening all over, right? That's true. There's been a big resurgence with comics and comic books. The Marvel or DC, they've made these movies from the superheroes, and it's really spurred things on again. So.
In the Mariner itself, don't you have an area where you've got some comics?
Yes, so I have a shop called Blackyard Reserve, and so Blackyard Reserve quickly would be like if you took a comic convention and a Renaissance festival and jammed them together. So
okay.
It's a little bit of both,
okay.
But that's who's going to be sponsoring this year's Comic-Con.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
So.
We got some pictures. If the control room will throw them up, I want you to sort of go through these pictures. And there we go. Okay.
So yep. So in past Comic Cons, we did have some different things like Jurassic Terror. So vehicles are also part of Comic Con. So things like could be from Ghostbusters. There's a lot. There's Ghostbusters, Jurassic Park, Batman, or the Batmobile.
Okay.
Things like that can also be a part of Comic Con.
Okay. Next.
501st Legion or the Garrison, they will be there again this year. So they're going to be our Star Wars presence, and so there are people that spend thousands of dollars on their costumes, and they'll be in costume walking around. Get your photograph with them.
They have things that you can purchase from them.
So they are what they do is you can become part of them.
Oh, okay.
You can join their garrison or their league, and then you would then become part of that Star Wars group.
All right, next.
So this was one of our other special effects makeup artists who was there prior. He's not going to be there this year, so we have another group coming in to do that.
But that's what they do.
Would be So he's doing. I believe this was a sea creature that he was creating at that point.
All right, and next one.
And of course, there's always those that dress up in cosplay. Mm-hmm. So people who dress up like their favorite superhero. They might even create their own persona for that day, and just so there's superheroes, there's anime, there's magma, there's all different types of groups that are out there.
Looks like that's Anita's, I think.
I believe it is. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where Comic-Con originated. Was originated. Yep. So
okay, next. There we go.
There we go. We got our Ghostbusters and our friendly pirate. So and the Ghostbusters mobile behind them. So that was downtown. That was when it was. So we've had 3 Comic-Cons outside. So downtown Marine City. 2 have been, this one and one previous have been at the event center.
Okay, next.
We find that the vendors do like better in the event center. There's Batman and Batgirl. So yeah, once again, those who like to dress up and pretend.
It's fun. Right. It is fun, I have to say.
Dan Mykoff, so he was one of the original people. Gary Coase and Dan Mykoff were the original kind of brainchilds to this event, who brought it to Marine City. And,
what a guy!
Yeah, both unfortunately have passed.
Yep.
But,
both great guys.
Dan was one of the instrumental pieces of that puzzle. So.
Yeah.
So Comic-Con is what date? Let's go through that again.
So it's going to be Saturday, September 10th, from 10 to 4 at the Harvest Event Center on King Road in Marine City. We've got a lot of vendors. More and more are starting to hook on right now.
Oh, good.
So we're starting to grow even though we're only a month away. People are starting to hook on. So it should be a very well-attended event by vendors, and if past holds true, by people showing up. So it'll be fun.
And you're the same day?
We start the 16th.
The 16th.
The exhibit is the entire month of September, but
Right.
the 16th. So we were nervous about that because we're like, oh my gosh.
So we got a lot going on. September is busy for us.
Yeah.
But fun.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure to see both of you.
Yeah. Nice to see
Thanks
you.
so much for stopping in, and some great activities in beautiful Marine City for you to partake, and we invite you to do that. Till next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. See you soon.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.